All right, today is May 30th, 2016, and we're watching the Northeast Pacific water vapor loop. And right now at 10 p.m., we have a temperature of 59 degrees. The relative humidity is 77%. The barometer is reading 29.95, and the dew point is 52 degrees. We had partly cloudy skies today, and no chemtrails visible, but I think that we may see some aerosol spraying in Los Angeles tomorrow based on what we're seeing right here. We have an area of high pressure that's been installed to block this Gale-force system here, which, by the way, has a right angle on it right there. And we have another situation, something trying to spin right here. There's a transmitter right on top of that area that is spinning counterclockwise right there. So there is a transmitter tracking that. Uh, Now we have high pressure here that's been installed, and we also have low pressure right here, right next to the high pressure. And so we may see some wind tonight and maybe some chemtrails as well tomorrow. We have an upper level high pressure here, and we have upper level low pressure right over here, right next to each other. Also, we have a thunderstorm here that's been blown apart and is rebuilt. You can see that. And we'll take a look at all that here in a second. Also, we have a moisture field over here that is moving in. This is probably the jet stream. I haven't checked the jet stream map yet, but this is probably what we're seeing here is the jet stream. And we have a barrier that's been set up by a transmitter, a phased array transmitter, which has burned a high pressure area right here, which is preventing this moisture field from merging with this moisture field right here, this frontal system. So let's go ahead and take a look at the IR map, and we can see that all this moisture is just dead ending right here and evaporating. And we can also see that right angle. Let's go ahead and stop the loop, and we can take a look here. This is fairly square. This corner right there is fairly square. Let's go ahead and run that. Also, there's another right angle developing right here, right there. Let's go ahead and look at the next map here. This is the western U.S. Water vapor loop. We can see, let's close out that last frame right there. Okay, had a blank frame. All right, we can see a little better what's happening here. We have that high pressure. We've got the low pressure here, and we have a flow moving right through the high and the low. And we will probably see some chemtrails in LA tomorrow because of this moisture field moving in the southwest direction. And we can see that right angle right up here a little bit better. Let's go ahead and scroll through that. Right here. Okay, so that's a fairly square feature right there. All right. And it looks like we have some severe thunderstorms moving right through the plains states right here, Nebraska, the Dakotas, Kansas, Oklahoma, all that whole entire area, and all the way down into Texas as well. So this high pressure is being installed, and that will block all this. We've been forecasted to have a high pressure move in about 3-4 days ago, hot weather, and now we know the reason why. It's because this has all been. These guys are looking down the road several days. Actually, they look down the road 2 weeks, And over here we can see that right angle firming up. Everything is just drying out right here where they have that transmitter. This entire area is under a transmitter's power right here. And look at all that clearing out that occurs in just the 7½ hour loop. So we've got that high pressure right here, and then we have this transmitter developing a right angle right on that frontal system. Okay, let's look at the East Pacific. We can see these thunderstorms down here are being targeted and blown apart, and then they rebuild. Let's look at this in the infrared loop. We can see the hole in the first frame right there. They blow it apart right there on the first frame, and then the system dissipates, and then we have this area here rebuilds, and that's where we are right there. Okay, so they've targeted that. Let's go look at the water vapor, or rather the visible light mode. We can see that hole right there, and then the next thunderhead develops right there. And then we have overlay, of course. They're photoshopping right there, and over here we see the photoshopping work. Okay, here's the surface analysis map, and we can see the West Coast has a trough from about Oregon down into Southern California right here. And we have the high pressure is broken down slightly. We can see that there's highs indicated all through here, and that will block this system here with its frontal system. All right, we have high right behind that to block these next. All these lows. There's a whole lot of lows out here. Okay, let's take a look now at the East Coast. This is the water vapor loop. And we can see high pressure right here. This is remains in place. That is channeling all this moisture right into the eastern seaboard. And we can see that this spinning low is now moved into looks like North Carolina right here. Okay, got some severe weather right here, it looks like, right off of Virginia. So that's good. You're getting some rain up in Pennsylvania and New Jersey, New York, and through all these little states in here. So that's good. I guess you guys need the rain up there. That's all good. See that this Bonnie has moved along. We still have something spinning right here, right there. Okay, here's the sea level pressure chart. See that area of high pressure is moved, and we have a low indicated right here over the four corner states. Here is the 500 millibar. We have a high. This is that high that's been installed to block this system here, which has a right angle on it. This is an upper level low pressure system right here. And then we have an upper level low right here, right next to a high. So they've got their high pressure installed right next to this low, which means we may get some wind in this direction to the south west. Okay. Now let's look at the 300 millibar map, and we can see that we have that upper level low here, and we have the high pressure position right there. And then we'll have to see what develops. Okay, here's the Modus Today map, or rather the SSEC water vapor map. And we can see that high pressure that's more or less stationary right here. And we have a lot of chemtrail activity all through this frontal system right here. This is loaded with chemtrails all through up here. And I think tomorrow we could see a lot of chemtrailing based on what we're seeing here. This is that flow we're talking about. We've got the high here and the low pressure here, and that's going to wind a lot of that stuff like a couple of gears right this way. So we'll monitor that. But the chemtrails going on here, look at over here. This is just loaded with chemtrails all through here and all through this entire front. A lot of chemtrailing going on offshore. Right down in here. And all through this entire front, there's just, they're all over the place. Okay, let's go ahead and take a look next at the, I'm going to find the National Hurricane Center map. Let's take a look and see what's happening here. Okay, so we do have a disturbance marked, and that's where we were looking at the, they were targeting that area of thunderstorms we were just looking at right here. And that has a 10% chance of hurricane formation in 48 hours. So we'll keep an eye on that. But they are blowing that apart. If we go back to that map right here, we can see that this is being targeted. No question about that. We see the blast pattern. And we see the rapid color change. Also, we see that hole right there on the first frame. Let's go ahead and stop that. Back it up. There's the first frame right there. We see that big hole. That was the event earlier that we missed. There's the hole where they blasted it with microwave. And as we scroll through, we can see that color change. And we see some violent activity out here on the perimeter. And then this thing rebuilds. The next cell is right there. So that's what's happening. All right. So that's the report. Let's take a look next at the Atlantic here real quick before we sign off. Bonnie is still indicated. This is a post-tropical cyclone. 15 mile per hour winds, movement southeast at 2 miles per hour. All right, so that system is pretty much over with, although there's a lot of moisture moving up through the area because of that huge high pressure they've installed into place. Right here, this is a huge area of high pressure. That's been parked. That's a man-made feature. That's stationary. Okay, that's it. We will go ahead and do another update tomorrow.